Once the cover is open, you need to remove the battery. The battery is held down with double-sided tape here. You can see the white strips. So you will need, well, strong fingers to pry it off. Don't use any tools. It's really important. Like if you use a screwdriver and pry the battery, you can damage a cell because the battery is not like in a hard case pack. It's just a soft pack. There's no like plastic protecting the actual cell. This is the thing that protects the cell. So once it's unplugged, just use your finger and pry it open. You can start from here or work on the side to move it a little, and eventually it will just first thing is take some pictures, take some notes, make sure you remember where each connector go, because if you connect the 5-volt DC to the 67-volt DC, well, chances are you can damage either the controller, the wiring, or the battery BMS. So take your precaution first. Once you have all the wiring either in picture or in notes, you need to start moving them to inspect if you have a melted wire. Okay, so these are the phase wires. You need to inspect them to make sure like there's no damage to it, there's no short, there's no signs of any melted plastic. In this case, this one is good. This little connector here is the all sensor connector. Also, you can make sure like all the pins and everything is put back together correctly. Now the front one is tricky. The reason is the wire can be a little bit too short. In this case here, there's no way I can inspect the wiring properly. So the best way is to remove the controllers. Now the controllers are not bolted in place. They are only they only use some RTV at the tip of the controller, and that's it basically. This one is already like I broke down the glue, so you need to slide them over like this. I will show you what's behind it. At the bottom you will see a lot of white paste. In this scooter it's all cleaned off, but it's just some thermal paste. So if you don't have any, try to leave it there and don't touch it. So now you have your two controllers out. What I do is I flip them over so I can actually work on the wiring, which makes the job easier. The green and the blue one here are fused together. That means probably the front motor overheated a little and the previous owner could not find the issue. Now, what you can do to fix an issue like this, where the phase wire are like to the point of shorting out or like all fused together, is just to separate them and insulate them. You can use electrical tape, but I don't recommend it. I suggest you go ahead and buy something like this. This is self-fusion tape or fusion tape, or there's a lot of names for this, but it's basically a lot thicker and can handle like really high heat. So chances are if the wires get hot again, there's a lot less chance that they will fuse together. Now the best way would be to cut these 3 wires and use thicker gauge from, let's say, here and up to the motor axle. If you're up to it, you could open the motor also and like change them like as close to the windings as possible, but this is difficult. Like the easy way is to cut like the complete harness like few inches off the motor and use nice connectors like this. This is a MT60, same company that makes the XT90, XT60. These are they're made for phase wires, so that's the reason there are 3 connectors. You need to be good at soldering because they're really close, and it's not the easiest to work with, but it does a great job. It's really small, it won't look bad, and when the day you get a flat in front or in the back, you can just unplug it and be able to remove the motor, and less chance to yank a wire out of the harness. But since this is a sensored controller and motor, you also have this, the Hall sensors. They're going inside the same cable. Like, I can't show you the front, but this is the back. As you can see, there's not only 3 wires, there's also a bunch of little wires here. So what I like to use is, it's called a display extension. It's made for a Bafang display. It has 5 pins, so it's perfect for this. I just cut it off and use it for disconnect the front motor, and you buy another one for the back. So basically you buy 2 extensions like these. I think they're like $10, and you can buy the MT60 off eBay or Amazon. They're really